Kit, you are dangerous. Hi everyone, Mario Kart Gamer Dude here with a review of issue 78, the next story in the Scattered Pieces arc. As always, thank you IDW for the review copy of issue 78. The story starts with a team of Blaze, Tails, and Amy, who are headed over to Barricade Town, which is an area we haven't been to since the Metal Virus arc. Things look good, as if the Metal Virus was never even here. But Blaze is right, cause it could look happy, but it could still have problems. So they decided to go to the area's liaison. They meet with her, and I'll call her Lily, I like her design. And they fill her in about what happened over back at the Restoration. We then move to the next stop, Glass Hill, where there appears to be a fire. Blaze goes on ahead to investigate, but the firefighters are already there putting the fire out. Wait a minute. You! Look who it is! The monkey who came on board and got everyone infected during the Metal Virus arc. We even see the girl that was sitting next to him. What a throwback. Glad they're doing well. And he's making up for what he did. I'll call you Gabe and Amanda. Later, we see the group in Tails' boat form. Man, I really love seeing the callbacks to Sonic racing games. Oi. Crossworlds, get out already. The trio comment on how, even though they were worried, everything was fine. Clutch tried to take down the Restoration, and even though it was destroyed, everything else everywhere else was good. Everyone's fine. Ha, he really did fail. And since everything has been going smoothly, they head over to the last stop, Turtle Shell Island. Once they arrive, everything is fine here too, much to the disappointment of our favorite green Tenrec and the Fennec Font. They're back! Amy talks to Surge, asking her about her hero's journey since the Riders competition. Surge says she's been trying to do the hero journey thing, but there's no peril anywhere. And then, Tails talks to Kit. And, yeah. Anyway, Surge tells the trio that unless they're here to sightsee or get souvenirs, there's nothing here. That's when Kit suspiciously says, "You never know. Something might go wrong." And suddenly, right on cue, there is a timer bomb attached to a buoy that ticks down to 0 and explodes. It gets everyone off guard except for Kit. I wonder why.
Suspicious.
Tails spots the exploded buoy, and his device states that because of the buoy exploding, it will cause the town to become imbalanced, and the town will tip over into the water. Surge, who's decided, states that they have to level the town and save the day. But she's gonna destroy the other buoy. That's not a good idea, Surge. Tails can't stop her in time, so Blaze goes after her. This is not a Blaze versus Surge fight, but oh my gosh, I couldn't stop smiling seeing them run like this. I'll take it. Sadly, Blaze couldn't reach her in time, and Surge destroys the other buoy. Blaze tells her what she just did, even though Surge thinks she was helping. But she does realize that she made an oopsie. So they decide to head back. Amy, meanwhile, is talking to many of the town staff. I'll call this guy Griff. He and the other staff are preparing everyone in case for evacuation. Good to see that many of the people in town aren't useless in situations like this. Everyone gets back together, filling in on the situation. Blaze comments on what Surge did, who is about to say a few words to Blaze. Thankfully, Amy stops her in time.
Let's go.
Telling Surge to help her search the street for people to leave. Surge is not happy about that, as it's not cool or flashy. But Amy says, do you want to be a hero or not? So Surge begrudgingly agrees. Blaze asks Tails if he has a plan, for which he does. There's actually a volcano below underwater that is still active. Blaze can use her powers to get a thermal vent going to help the town lift up. Blaze has never done that before, but she's willing to do it. And since Blaze can't breathe underwater, Tails then says to Kit that he has to assist in this matter. But he immediately says, "Don't you have a brilliant gizmo that fits everything?" Man, what a hater. But Tails says, nope, he's done the research. Tails can handle the search and rescue, but Kid is the only one with the skills and unique tools who can help. You can tell that Kid was caught off guard by this. And he states that he doesn't want to upstage Surge. Surge tells Kid that they're a package deal, so she'll get the praise by proxy. Look at Amy, not happy about what Surge said. So the heroes split up and get to work. Tails, Surge, and Amy get more citizens to safety. Meanwhile, whoa, Kid! I didn't know you can do that! Since when can you do that? Blaze asks Kit if the water bubble walls are closing in. He says it's due to the air pressure and there's limited air supply. Shush. Wow. Dude just told a fire-wielding princess to zip it. Wow. What guts. Blaze then does a recap of her thinking of her powers, when she used to think they were a curse, the whole arc she went through in Rush. Hi, Marine. Blaze successfully gets the vent going, pushing them and the town up. Everyone regroups. Tails says that he'll try to get the anchor line secured. Blaze compliments Surge and Kid on a job well done, and that they're honoring the restoration. Though Surge wishes people saw her in action, Kid tells her, don't worry, there'll be more chances. But to himself, he says, I'll make sure of that. Ooh, this evil child. We then shift focus over to the next group of the Scattered Pieces arc, being with Whisper. It's just her though, sitting at a restaurant, waiting for probably Tangle and then maybe Silver. Unknown to her, yep, Mimic is watching her, saying how sloppy she's become being out in the open like this. And the issue ends with him saying, I might as well say hello. Okay. Lots of good things in this issue happen, but also a lot of things to think about and also to be concerned about as well. And I'm not talking about the ending with Whisper and Mimic in her story. So while we were worried for the other sections and people in the areas that Tails, Amy, and Blaze were checking out, it turns out that they're fine. They didn't know much about what happened during the writer's arc, just that there was an accident, showing that not everyone knows exactly everything that happens in this world. I'm glad to see that the people in the Sonic universe are being capable to take care of themselves or do something when a crisis happens. It shows that even if Sonic or any of his friends come in to help, that these characters, they can do something and not just cower and wait for some of the main cast to help. And it was cool to see this guy again after what he did in Metal Virus. People were not happy about that he did that, which resulted in so many of the cast getting infected on board. Glad he's making up for it. Same to seeing her again too. Now we turn to our main heroes. I love how determined Blaze was to help out and seeing how everyone was handling themselves, and she was the one to help save the town, fulfilling her promise to help out while she's still here. But what about our other heroes, Surge and Kit? Surge is, bored and wants some action. And while she's still trying to do her own thing, it's good to see that she does listen sometimes when being called out. Can I just say though, I love seeing these two interact with other Sonic characters. Even if Tails is here, it's good to see a Surge and Kit interact with Blaze after just very briefly in issue 67. Just seeing them all together with no Sonic around is great. They don't even mention Sonic to each other. Now, let's talk about Kit. This guy. He is dangerous, guys. Okay, you remember after the annual, he stated that he's going to make peril for Surge in order for her to get the glory and praise and still be a hero to the people she saves. And he is sticking to that promise, but he's keeping it a secret from her. Guys, he put a bomb on the buoy and is not fazed by it. He does not care. He doesn't care what happens to anyone as long as Surge is happy. I don't know how long they've been there, but clearly he had to have had time to set up a bomb and put it underwater with no one noticing it. It really shows that even without Starline, Kitsunami is a very clever and dangerous kid. Kid is fine keeping what he's doing behind the scenes a secret from Surge. She still has no idea that Kid is doing all of this. When will she find out? And when she finds out, will she be upset? Or will she be fine with Kid making peril as long as she gets praise? We don't know. Also, I guess we still don't know how Tails and Amy meet up with Sonic without Blaze, and we still don't know how Tails' plane is all wrecked up. By issue 80, it was revealed that the Chaotix and Sonic meet up with Shadow and Rouge at the base that Clutch sends them to, being attacked by Eggman there. Maybe before the end of that issue, Sonic calls Tails and Amy and they fly over, and then maybe Blaze stays behind to keep an eye on things. And because Eggman is involved in that issue, that's why Tails' plane is destroyed like that. It's just my prediction. It's super hard to say. Right now, we have to look forward to issue 79, where we get what's supposed to be the final confrontation between Whisper and Mimic. Will he meet his end? Honestly, I have no clue. If they could be pulling our leg and just pull a Starline and show no body, thus making it easy to bring him back if the writers want to. We'll just have to wait and see. I'll see you guys in June.